My name is Matthew Rosenberg, and I am a yoga teacher, nutritionist, and the creator of the BTCP system. And today I want to show you some stretches that will help alleviate the symptoms of sciatica. This video is dedicated to my friend Tekoa, though everyone watching can benefit. So before I get into the stretches, there are a few key elements to a healthy body in which muscles don't get super tight. Okay, so one, hydration. If a body is dehydrated, the muscles will naturally be tighter and you will be more prone to injury. For most people, 1 ounce per pound of body weight is generally pretty good. So if you're a 165-pound man, you drink 165 ounces of water in a day, or a woman would do the same thing. The other thing is you want to have an alkaline body. So your blood, your tissues be alkaline. So essentially you want to eat a diet high in alkaline, fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, sprouted beans and grains, and then small amounts of animal protein. This is pretty much you want your entire diet to consist of. Eating things like caffeine, like coffee, alcohol, processed foods, and pasteurized dairy products, extremely acidic to the body, which makes your muscles more tight, more hard, and also will dehydrate the body. So let's get into the stretches. So essentially, sciatica, it's occurring in the lower back. Okay, even though you feel it in the back of the leg and the thigh, up the hip, in the back, it's actually it's arising at the lower back. So in general, you want to stretch out your whole body. Okay, today I'm going to show you mostly hip stretches, but you want to learn and watch my other videos on YouTube. I have a playlist on all sorts of yoga classes, free yoga classes. Okay, so watch those, do some of those classes, but today I show you some stretches that are geared towards the hips. Okay, so one of the basic ones is essentially just it's a very basic hip stretch. So left leg is out and the right knee is bent with the foot over the leg, and you sit up nice and tall. You'll probably, most people, especially if you're tight, sit on a block or a blanket of some sort to prop your hips up. It'll make you less compressed and allow you to be able to kind of really sit up nice and tall and straight. So once you're sitting up nice and tall, simply hug this knee into the chest, just like this. And you breathe. Now, what a lot of yoga teachers don't focus on, which is really the most essential part, is the breathing. So if you notice, as you take this deep, full inhale, maybe like 4, 5, 6 seconds long, you actually feel the stretch opening and intensifying, which is what you want. And the exhale is just as long, 4, 5, 6 seconds long as well. Good, so that's the stretch, okay? You can always add this to stretch the back muscles, which you'll probably want to do with sciatica as well. Very good, so that's one stretch. Another one, okay, so this one is a little more advanced. You'll probably include it as part of a stretch in your yoga routine. So there's two of them. The first one is the easier one, pigeon, it's called. Right? So the right knee would come behind the right wrist, like this. And then the left foot of that right foot is kind of out towards the left a bit. And this is where you'll start, right here. This will might be a challenge for some, right off the bat, okay? And then as you, so the chest comes forward, shoulders wrap back, you lift through the heart, you breathe, and then as you open your hip more, you'll be able to come onto your elbows, maybe just here or maybe here. And you'll breathe into that hip with those full, long inhales and exhales. Okay, so the next variation, or the next stretch of this, is a little more challenging when I was speaking about. It looks like this. So essentially you're in a plank type position, shoulders over the wrists, stacked over the wrists. The right knee will come to the chest, and then you'll stick that right foot out to the left, like this. Okay? So you're supporting yourself with your palms, spreading those fingers, pressing through the heel, curling your toes towards your knee. And you breathe, like again, those deep 5-6 second inhalations and exhalations. Now, this last stretch is probably the most important. I used to have sciatica, and this is the one that, well, actually, before I get to that, there's one more very important piece, the forward fold. Most people fold in such a way, like this. So they fold and their knees come together and they're all crunched in their lower back, right? But what you want to do is have your feet hips width distance apart. And then you want to actually spread your knees away from each other, which helps open the sacrum and the lower back. Let your neck relax. You can grab your elbows if you'd like. Bend the knees if you can't straighten your legs completely, which most people won't. And then you just let this slowly open. And over time, you'll be able to kind of spread your knees more, opening your hamstrings as well. Your neck is relaxing. Good. And now this last stretch, which is the one that actually, this is the stretch that did it for me when I had sciatica. All the other stretches were helping, but this is what actually got rid of the pain. Okay, so it's just like a regular twist almost. So essentially, you'd come onto your back, and then your left leg will come over the right. Okay? So usually for this twist, you would just bring your knees to the right, and you'd have a twist opening your left hip. But this one is different. So if you can tuck this foot behind the calf, the left foot behind the right calf, do that. If not, just leave it like this. It's fine. So instead of the knees coming to the right, what's going to happen is you're actually going to bring your knees to the left. Just a few inches, maybe 4 to 5 inches, 6 inches at the most. Good, and you use this kind of organic hugging energy of the legs, so the knees are hugging together, legs are hugging together, and you keep that engaged as you bring your knees over to the left a few inches. And you notice this right hip, something starts to occur in this right hip. Good. Now notice how it wants to lift up the right hip. Try to keep it down for a few breaths. Deep breaths. Good. And then it's up to you. Maybe bring those knees a few more inches to the left. Now that right hip will pop up maybe an inch or two. But try to still keep it down and just kind of play with this. Dig it. You're trying to really get into this right hip. Good. And then when you're ready, you come back to center and you do the other side, which would be right leg over left. And instead of the knees coming to the left, the knees come to the right. Keep the left hip down. And you do the same stretch for maybe, 5. At least 5 breaths, maybe more like 10 breaths. So hopefully this video was helpful. Hydration, alkaline diet, regular stretching. Running, not good for sciatica. I would avoid running. Check out the health system I've created called the BTCP Health System at the website btcpsystem.com. I've created a system in which it's a complete system that utilizes eating, exercising, and living a lifestyle that is optimal for your unique body type, combined with a lot of these really happening cleansing protocols, these modern cleansing protocols that people are using to get really healthy, such as juicing, smoothies, and an assortment of other things. So just check it out, and there's actually a free body type quiz on the website, so you can just go there, take the quiz, and it'll actually just for free. You can take the quiz, and it gives you tips as to how to eat for your body type right off the bat. So check that out, btcpsystem.com. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I hope that this helps your sciatica.